Hello and welcome back to RimWorld. Last time, let's just say things didn't exactly go terribly well. There was a small incursion. You can still see one of our dead people right here. It's not, technically it's not our dead people. It's their dead people that we killed quite ruthlessly. Said person is dead, along with everyone else who tried to attack us. However, they did manage to get it. Oh no, come on. Oh, right. Right, no, that is a thing. Okay, intro first. Then we deal with the quite imminent destruction of the colony coming towards us. They did manage to get in. Gabe was shot up and eventually died because apparently nobody ever brought him food, which is terrible. Cherie is now our great new leader, and as I was finishing the last episode, Wilkins came in and wanted to be saved from all of these people, and now we are currently saving Wilkins from a bunch of pirates. I know you're probably thinking, why in the heck would I save someone at this point? We're in a really bad situation to begin with. You've only made it worse. And I will say, well, yes, that is 100% true. Oh, Wilkins, you're incapable of violence? What sort of scumbag are you, Wilkins? Not trying to save the colony. I see how it is. Everyone, to the defensive lines. Except for Fedocia, I think, who gets to not be on the defensive lines. Because I think she's in pretty bad shape. How you doing, Fedocia? How do you feel? Yes, she's been shot numerous times with a charge rifle. Right, that was friendly fire. It's pretty bad. Everyone's going to fall into position. Wilkins, unfortunately, due to the fact that apparently she's a scumbag. Oh. Okay, I take it back. Apparently she's a charity worker. So I guess she's not actually a scumbag. She's just not exactly trying to save the colony from her mistake of bringing people here. Which I guess was arguably my mistake because I let them in. Why are you guys going around? Don't go around. There's a perfectly good defensive line that you're supposed to be attacking right here. We're going to spread people out a bit. Because there is an incendiary launcher here somewhere. I did notice that. What is that? Oh, that's a shotgun. Oh, very nice. Yeah, that's the incendiary launcher right there. Pavel is not going to last 5 seconds. Okay. So we're going to take down this last person here and... Okay, they're fleeing. That's good. Whew. Well, that was actually really quick. And actually fairly painless. Huh. I thought that was going to be much worse. I thought we were in an actually bad position there, but that was beautifully nice, actually. Wilkins, you're still a scumbag for not trying to save the colony, but, you know, whatever. You get to... Oh, you can't even equip yourself with a knife? Fine, Wilkins, fine. You're not going to have any form of weapon on you, but you are going to have to do tons of work, Wilkins. I'm going to tell you that. Given your really high quantity of social skills, Wilkins is going to become the #1 warden, and Magar is going to drop down in that scale there. So Wilkins will do a lot of trying to convince people to join the colony, because she's, I don't know, apparently she knows many words. She probably understands what the word vicarious means, which I would guess that the majority of the people in this colony do not understand what the word vicarious means, because they do not appear to be the most intelligent of creatures in the world, outside of Magar, who is actually fairly intelligent. Oh, hey. Got some people joining. Who are you? Hello, Amanda, Dora, and whatever that last person is. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name. I appreciate you coming to our colony. We will try to trade whatever random stuff we have with you. We don't technically have all that much, but we'll do our best. We'll do our best. Fedocia, she's been properly cared for, right? Yes, she has. Unfortunately, we do have to actually check if she's been properly cared for, because it just so happens that not all of our people are being properly cared for. Hence, you know, Gabe died of malnutrition. Wilkins, could you, before you do that meal, could you go see if they, you know, want to trade something nice? Because that would be quite appreciated. What do we got? What do we got? Looks like they actually have a couple of weapons. It's not that big of a deal. I don't really want any, like, sniper rifles. Sniper rifles are okay. I mean, I'll take them if we happen to have them, like, lying on the ground, but you know, assault rifles are just a lot better of weapons in this game. I'm going to trade off our archaic stuff. And outside of that, I think that's all that we want to do here. We could pick up some meals from them. I mean, they have no meals. Okay, never mind. Never mind, that's not going to happen. We could sell them some cloth. Do they want cloth? I think we want to keep our cloth. Yeah, that should be nice. Okay, we will accept that, but there is a question. They do have some medicine, which is a somewhat important object, as we could get... Okay, costs 10 medicine to actually get a hospital bed. And currently, they were only selling 6 medicine. We do need to look into that, because if we can get hospital beds up in here, people will survive so much longer. Okay. What do we need to work on right now? So we do actually need to close up this wall. I believe Bradley is a construction person. He's going to build that wall there. And now that we've returned to what I'd call relative, like, survival, we're not doing too bad. It might be worth it to finish up this sarcophagus and get Gabe all finished up here. So Bradley, I'm actually going to set you to construction as your first priority. And Bradley is going to build up this particular door and then finish that sarcophagus, at least to the point where we can actually put a sarcophagus in it to protect Gabe's supple body, which is quite small and frail at this point. But once we encase it in stone, will no longer be considered any of that. It will be immortalized in stone, I guess. I mean, do we turn them into a mummy before we put them into the sarcophagus? Because if we don't, I think that's a massive disservice to, like, the future generations of this colony. They need to not only understand that our great leaders of days gone by existed, they need to understand that they need to know exactly what they looked like to understand them as much as possible, because they are true visionaries, especially Rambo, who was the one who originally put together the entire colony. Just saying. Tempting to recruit Steven. Are you going to get him, Wilkins? I mean, his room is filthy. Like, absolutely filthy. It's atrocious. It's really bad. Oh, you got him! Nice! Well, Steven, welcome to the colony. I think we actually have a bed for you. Yes, we have a couple open beds at this point, so that's good. Steven, your first order is going to be to clean the entirety of the colony, because I don't know if you've noticed, but it is absolutely filthy, covered in blood everywhere, which is completely unacceptable for such a fine and amazing colony as ours. We should not have filth all over the place. Okay, so with Steven now a part of it, we have an open prison cell, which isn't, like, amazing. That's not that big of a deal. But we've got an open prison cell. We've got... Oh. Bates died? Who's Bates? Hold up, who's Bates? Who's this Bates person? Was this one of... I think I noticed that there was actually someone in the attack who had a relation to the people in the colony. I don't know if that was actually a thing or not, but I think it said so. That could have been the Bates person, but I have no clue who Bates is. I certainly haven't seen said person, and I certainly don't want to know said person, because Bates sounds like a absolute scumbag, especially now that Aiden is just losing her mind over it. Dude, Aiden's been here for a while, hasn't she? She is a good member of the colony. Like, Magar, Cherie, and Aiden are like the 3 figureheads of the colony right now, with, of course, Cherie being the major figurehead, as she is, of course, the current leader, who still doesn't really technically have a designation, because I don't know what to call her. I really don't know. Populist leader Cherie, but that doesn't really ring off the tongue like, you know, the great dictator or queen, the previous ones. It just doesn't quite work for me, you know? You know? I'm sure you know. We do have a lot of excess weaponry, which is quite nice. Speaking of excess weaponry, Steven, you need to get some weapons up in here. Steven's going to get himself a nice... assault rifle there, despite the fact that he's really good at melee, because You know, it just so happens that it's going to be in his best interest to have a gun. I really don't want people running out and trying to fight all sorts of random people. It's best if we stay in the defensive line and just shoot out. Oh, did they break? Did that last attack break a couple of our stools in the grand and completely terribly unused wedding spot? And by the way, Aiden's having a psychotic break, but she's doing it in the walk-in fridge, which I will note is currently negative 13 degrees Celsius. I don't mean to be that guy, but she's probably not feeling terribly good about that. She might get, like, severe hypothermia from that. Can anyone, like, drag Aiden out of there? I'd prefer that she not die a terrible death, but it's kind of looking like she's gonna die a terrible death, you know? It's just a thing. Whatever. We do need a new refuse stockpile, which is kind of a thing. I think we'll put a nice stockpile down here for dumping stuff, because we do need to get those bodies out of there. We can set it up like that, and then close it off with a wall here, which is probably... Oh, no. The combat supplier left Comrain. I completely forgot that that supplier was even here at all. That is disgusting. I really wanted to, like, see what they had, you know? They probably had some nice stuff in there. Anyway. We're going to close off that dumping stockpile as well and, you know, just have it fill with the stench of death so that every time that door opens, the entire colony just all together has a little vomit over the terrible nature of it. Oh, no, Gabe is rotting away. Bradley, you cannot finish those walls. You need to build that sarcophagus immediately before Bradley is completely... before Gabe is completely and totally destroyed by rotting away. He's already rotting. Oh, that's disgusting. Our great and glorious leader just reduced to worm fodder. I can't believe my eyes. So are these guys doing pretty okay? I would hope that these guys are doing pretty okay at this point, because, I mean, there's been no particular, like, lack of food. Everyone in the colony should eat a bunch. And I figure if you give someone a bed and you give them food, that should be enough to keep the majority of prisoners happy. I mean, it's not like we're sending them into work camps or anything, which I'm not necessarily against because, you know, I like to keep my people working whenever possible. But at the same time, you know, we're not actually doing that, showing just how benevolent of a group of people we are because, I mean... What's more benevolent than not sending prisoners who could be doing work in, like, the field or something into forced labor? I don't know, just saying. Aiden, you really chose a very bad place to have a psychotic break. I mean, you're going to suffer from hypothermia at some point. It is absolutely freezing there. And by the way, we did actually get Gabe into the sarcophagus. Gabe, our great leader, has been ushered into the ground, sort of. I mean, not really into the ground because he's technically in a sarcophagus, which doesn't make him underground, but still, you get the idea. He is now in a better place, which is almost certainly true because this is a pretty terrible place, I do have to say. What do we have here? Ooh, slate blocks. I mean, I would have preferred, like, I don't know, more chocolate, but at the same time, it's probably best if we don't argue with the great, benevolent giver in the sky who brings to us all manner of great things that we would otherwise not have, which is totally a really exceptionally lengthy name for the ships that fly past our colony, but I think you get the idea. Okay. Oh, that pig was dead? What? How are there so many dead pigs in here? Did our entire pig population get just decimated at some point? Is that a thing? Do we even have a male pig? We have 2 sows there and a piglet who is male. Okay, we do have enough pigs to actually usher in a new era of, I don't know, pig farming. But I guess a ton of our pigs got shot up and nobody actually dealt with them? That is terrible. Well, I mean, we're going to get to eat those pigs, so I'm not that concerned about it, but... Oh, that's quite unfortunate. Well, guys, everyone have a small, quick second to just mourn the death of, like, 700 pigs in our colony. I'm only going to mourn their death to the extent that at some point I'm going to eat them and consider that to be quite a nice thing. But, you know, everyone else definitely mourn the death a lot. How many male piglets do we have? Okay, we have 2. I mean, there's going to be a concerning quantity of inbreeding involved in these pigs at this point, because I'm pretty sure they're all from the same family, but if we ignore that, it's perfectly fine. We'll have a completely viable new group of pigs to just create as many new little piglets as we can possibly get, and then eventually we'll rip them from their mothers, kill them, bleed them, and eventually eat them. Yeah, that's how our colony goes, mate. That is called industrial meat production, except no industry involved, because I don't know if you've noticed, but like 7 people is not enough to create a legitimate industrial meat farm. What is this, berries? No, I like that. That's pretty good. I mean, we can get berries in our colony if I wasn't, you know, lazy and didn't ever have people actually pick berries, but you know, that's pretty good. I'm being very, very critical to the great sky gods, but I do quite appreciate all of the things that they bestow upon us. Aiden, are you eating chocolate as your breakfast? Aiden, don't eat chocolate for breakfast. We have tons of meals here. I understand that you like chocolate and all that, but it is not a nutritious option for a morning meal. Okay, let's see. So one thing that we do need to do is work on expanding this home zone so that we have a couple more rooms up this way. So I think what we'll do is create another set of rooms here. I guess we'll do it out of granite blocks. I just use whatever's available, you know? That's just how you gotta do it sometimes. So we'll get that all set, and it'll come across as such. And this should be 2 new rooms right here. We'll have this close up there, and we'll have the hallway extend down these 2 areas, and then also have a nice 2 rooms all set up there with nice doors. Should be in there. A bit of granite. Should we do granite? Yeah, I think we have enough granite to make it entirely out of that. So if we just build those up, we should have 2 new rooms for all of the people who need to come into the colony, and a few more, because we do have 1 open... No, I'm wrong. We do not have 1 open bed right now, so yeah, it will be for 2 new colonists, as well as eventually Longnose when he does actually get brought into the colony. He's basically going to continue to live in that room. Just it won't be a prison cell anymore. It'll be a really nice, like, swanky, legitimate home. But you get the idea. We need space to have more people sleep, and that's how we're going to get it done. Bradley, you're doing a bunch of construction, right? Nice, he is. That should be quite useful, as we do have a lot of construction jobs that have been pending for, quite frankly, a very, very long time. It has to be said. It was quite a while ago that we ever set those up. And at this point, I mean, I think the colony's actually doing pretty darn well. I don't think we have any dogs anymore. Do we have any dogs? Hello, dogs? Anyone? No, I don't think so. That's kind of concerning. We should get ourselves some dogs or some wargs or something. Just some kind of animal that we can possibly have do more hauling, because I don't know if you've noticed, but these pigs are kind of getting decimated here. And, I mean, at this point, we do have the bonus of having someone like Wilkins, who's not actually going to go onto the defensive line. So if we just have all of our pigs be attached to Wilkins, they'll never run out onto the, like, front lines and get shot up like nobody's business, which is kind of what's been happening to our pigs recently, and it's been reducing the overall productivity of the colony, because those pigs are a large part of what makes certain that things actually get into stockpiles at some point. Which, that is pretty useful. I do like that. Ooh, we got another Muffalo. You know, why would Fedocia, upon taming a Muffalo, just casually decide to call it Muffalo 4? Like, is Fedocia that uncreative? I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm good at naming things, but I'm certainly better at naming it than just calling it Muffalo 4. Jeez, Fedocia, that is cold as ice. Anyway, for now, that'll bring us to the end of this episode. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, like and subscribe. Next time, we will continue on with the colony. We should be finishing up this set of rooms soon enough, and then I think we've stabilized to the point that we can start working on some more big projects, like actually starting the spaceship down in this area somewhere, and just, you know, generally continuing to make life better in the colony. But anyway, until then, thanks for watching, and of course, as always, enjoy the rest of your day.